Alrighty, welcome back everybody here to Simtrax Broadcasting. We're here with the USORL series at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Excellent track here tonight. Very flat. Drivers going to be trying to figure out how to get a solid line out there tonight, being fast and trying to hold on to the right side tires. Joining alongside me tonight will be Douglas Ross, who is super excited about seeing what we got in store for you guys here tonight. Right now, I am looking at least a two-time champ here, defending champ of this track, is Tommy Bordeaux out there sitting 13th. Hopefully we'll see a little bit faster time here as he is ripping it here on his final lap. That moves him from 13th to 5th. A lot better. Sure he's going to be happy about that start. Only one Chevrolet will be sitting here in the top 5. The rest are going to be Fords. Tough run here for a couple of the drivers out here tonight. Right now I'm showing qualifying should be coming to an end. Brandon Newby and Noah Joyce decided not to take behind the wheel for a qualifying lap here tonight. So that's going to be a little tough on them to get this kind of round these guys up and figure out if they're going to be able to be competitive here tonight. To a little few on the count of drivers here tonight. Definitely if you guys are considering coming out here and racing in the Xfinity Series, that you can get a hold of Davey Hazard or Darren Ingram out there, one of the admins here of this series, and go ahead and knock down a few of these laps. Keep in mind they do have some fun races off to the side that these guys run as well, that they go out there and they race a little bit in the mini stocks as well. I see a couple ARCA races that they've been running, but a lot of guys are deciding not to race this track here tonight. I would probably say right here, because of the 57 Ford, we are taking a look at to seeing how many wins he's come away with. This definitely makes it an easy chip shot for him to regain and continue his winning streak at a track like this, and we'll see how this goes. So right now, guys looking for the win and in, guys looking for the points chase here. Not showing up does not help you at all. Douglas Ross, we are looking here at a flat track with a lot of tough turns here. You know, what are guys going to be looking to kind of capitalize on out here tonight?
Oh, well, I can tell you what, one of the things that the guys are going to have to capitalize on tonight is going to be the grip of the track. As of right now, we're seeing a lot of guys trying to take a couple of different lines, but the preferred line tonight is probably going to be the center to mid line, as we're seeing Garrett Sidnor and Scott Fleener running a couple of test laps on that line. It's going to be really tough to tame when it comes to this, because the track temperature is currently sitting at a whopping 116 degrees, so we are at a hot track temperature tonight.
All right. Scott Fleener and Garrett Sidnor with a combined laps turned here at this track was 130 during practice. So those two guys will be ready to go, and I guarantee you they're looking to be fast out here tonight. Right now, checking out there in the chat, Jay was even out here before we were able to show up, just as we got the stream posted up there. Appreciate you joining us here tonight, my man. And right now, Gambit is rooting on the 43 machine, saying the 43 needs a solid run to feel safe for the USORL playoffs here tonight. Yes, John Peterson currently sitting 4th during the warm-up here. We'll see how he gets going, as unfortunately, John Peterson is one of those drivers who just kind of keeps getting wrecked out there. Can't seem to get a lucky break for him here tonight. But what do you say we go ahead and take a look at what our race is going to consist of here for the Woe Air 111 here tonight. 111, obviously, the laps that we're going to be running here tonight, unless we end up going a few past or end up with cautions there at the end. I would say that may have to, we'll kind of weigh back and forth and see if there's going to be a caution with these guys getting single-filed out here. 4 sets of tires will be hanging out down there in the pits with a 67% fuel capacity. Of course, no fast repairs here, so I think that might be some things that scare off some of the drivers, as they are unable to return back if they drive like a 4-year-old, so no dice for them. Fixed setups here. I'll be your lead producer here tonight. Commentating alongside me will be Douglas Ross. No RC. These guys will be doing just fine out there on their own, and they'll be holding on to that hot track temperature you were talking about. 116. It's going to be rough, especially with a 75-degree air temperature. All right. Interesting run here. Only our top 5 drivers are out here on the track. Tommy Bordeaux, looks like Ben Archuleta sitting in 2nd, Fleener 3rd, Daryl Harris 4th, and John Peterson 5th. No one else is deciding to take the track out here tonight. And very odd seeing that we have a lot of new drivers out here, and you would think they would want to get out there during a time of recognition or possibility of racing alongside unfamiliar drivers. You'd want to take this opportunity to go out there and get side by side with a couple of these guys and see if you're going to be able to hang and roll with the crowd, as Rowdy Burns would have said. All right, let's take a look as William Page, not only on the track but out there in the chat. He's feeling great for the race tonight. He's got an amazing feeling for the car on long runs. Well, we're scrambling, hoping that 42 machine can get a long run here tonight. I've seen New Hampshire be an extremely messy track. I believe this is the track where I hit the record commentating a track like this at a whopping 31 cautions. That was a backbreaker of a broadcast that we did back at the 10-4 broadcasting era. And Douglas, I think that's about the same time you were racing there with the Big Show.
Yeah, that was around the same time. I think I just recently started racing with the Big Show around that time. But hopefully tonight these drivers can definitely get some laps in. They're trying to get as many laps as they can, and hopefully tonight we shouldn't have as many cautions as what you were talking about.
Oh man, well. I know some guys out there, they even joke around with me. They'll send sometimes a message here or there saying, hey, how many cautions do you think we'll have tonight? I'm hoping none. I would like to see 111 laps. This go caution-free. Or if we do have one, it just be something silly, not guys just smashing the doors off of each other out there. I think that would definitely be a heartbreaker for some of the guys out there, but that is going to definitely wind us down here for the warm-up. We'll get ready to get started here for our starting grid for tonight as our new drivers are getting loaded up and getting a little chat there from our admins out there to make sure everything's going to stay calm and collected out there. Let's go ahead and get started with Scott Fleener and Luke Smith. They'll be starting in row number 1. Garrett Sidnorth's at 3rd. William Page is 4th. So Page, who's super happy, is he's going to be marching his way not too far to get up to the front number 1 spot, but the one who's expected to get in the number 1 spot is going to be starting 5th with Tommy Bordeaux. Moving on to Darren Ingram, who starts on the outside of row number 3 for his team in the 21 machine. It looks like Andrew Lone's sitting in 7th, Ben Archuleta in 8th, Cam Barnes 9th, and Michael Murata will be starting in 10th. Daryl Harris 12th, John Peterson, John Peterson will be 12th. Daryl Harris will be in the 11th spot. Moving on to our final few drivers, Zach Krostowski will be starting 13th. I'm looking to see if Brandon Newby is going to get behind the wheel. And I think he is. The 14 Ford looks like he is active, so he's going to be ready to go here. It looks like somebody's girlfriend's out there on one of those pit signs out there. And Noah Joyce, I don't see Mr. Joyce in the 31 Toyota. He's been having a heck of a time here the past couple of races. Hopefully he is able to get this going. Right now, Jay out there says, yeah, leave the bash 'em up and destruction, Debbie's. LOL. Yeah, well, we're going to see. I would say leave that to the mini stock series, as these guys definitely hold different series out there. If you're looking to race here with the USORL League, nothing's stopping you other than yourself. All right, Barney up in the Sylvania flag booth out there. We'll get ready to get this one underway here in just a moment. Gridding is taking a little longer than usual here. Right now, Douglas, man, I'm looking at almost 3 minutes on the grid. What in the world is going on? Is somebody asleep?
I can't get a confirmation on that, but for some reason the countdown time got extended to 4 minutes. Probably trying to extend the time to get as many drivers in here as possible.
All right, well, that number 6 spot right there, I see an open hole. Darren Ingram is going to be our guy that we're going to kind of put our thumb on here. And we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, like you said, hopefully he's rounding a couple of guys up. Big names you don't see out here tonight. I was going to say a few of them. How about Andrew Hennessy? Austin Hakes. Those are a couple of drivers we don't see out here. I know Kerry Rogers has got something going on. He's had an essay, I think he said he had to get squared away. And Hen Bordeaux. I don't see Miss Hen Bordeaux. Whoop, I think the 26 Ford just might have loaded up here. And I'm waiting to see 31 and Noah Joyce was able to get behind the wheel. So a couple of guys, as we continue dragging this out just a little longer, they got about 10 seconds to load up behind the wheel. Hen Bordeaux, got to hurry up here. 3, 2, 1. Ugh. Oh, dude. Dude, don't tell me did we extend it again?
No, I'm showing 10 seconds.
Bro. No. All right. All right, there, out there in the chat, if you guys are keeping an eye on what we got going on out here, and go ahead and see. I know Tommy Bordeaux winning a couple of seasons here with some solid racing, definitely some fast times out there. Will he be able to reduplicate his run? I think a lot of guys, even out there in the chat, in the race chat out there, are rooting him on, as he is going to be doing his thing out there. I would say, as Tommy Bordeaux, as many times as he has won, they should have sent him to the back of the field and try to maybe give this guy a challenge. Tommy Bordeaux doesn't show up for many of the races, but when he does, he makes himself known. Look at this. What is Garrett Sidnor doing? All right, I'm ready to get this one going. All right, pace car heading on off. Scott Fleener, Luke Smith, waiting on Barney at the flag booth. And here we go.
It looks like still we're going side by side racing down into turn number 2. Looks like Luke Smith, he wants to waste no time at all grabbing that number 1 spot from the pole sitter Scott Fleener. It looks like Fleener will settle into spot number 2, as Luke Smith will be considered our leader. Showing on the outside, Garrett Sidnor trying to make the pass on Scott Fleener for second. William Page is sitting back in 4th, and Tommy Bordeaux will be 5th.
Yeah, not bad there. Luke Smith, Sidnor, and Fleener, 1, 2, and 3 as they continue the churn here. The Dunkin' Donuts machine, whoop. Just like I said down in the bio here of the stream, we're going to see guys rotating back up the track and hopefully not smashing the doors of each other off here. Bordeaux still remains in 5th. 49 machine almost straightens it out. That looked like a wheel disconnect there. That car did not make anything for the turn. He was not. That car just absolutely went straight. I know they say the fastest between 2 points is a straight line, but I can't believe that. Something's wrong here. Scott Fleener, if you notice how his car gets into the turn, that thing is straightening out on him there. And he is not enjoying his ride here tonight. Let's get up in the Michelin chopper view. Looking down at the 49 Ford here. Look how it's straightened down and get back at it.
Definitely, it looked like Scott Fleener, he may have gotten too fast on the accelerator when it came to that corner. That's why he drifted to that outside wall. As it looks like we have a lot of action coming on here in the back of the pack. Looks like Noah Joyce is trying to make some advantage spots after starting in last place. Currently sitting in spot number 10 right now, trying to get past the 16, or no, excuse me, the 27 of Andrew Loans, I think that's how you pronounce his last name.
Yep, right now Loans on there on the outside of the 27 Chevrolet. Noah Joyce trying to get his Toyota joined up with Darren Ingram's Toyota. Right now, Ingram is on the march back from 6th to 8th. Looks like the British Home Depot there is going to hang out on the outside as Noah Joyce is 31, continuing to work up to the front, getting loose. He's got to figure out how to get back up to the top of the track, as he's putting a heck of a lot of heat there in the right side tires. You hold low and then exit low is just more pressure than allowing the force just to help push you back up the track and go ahead and snug in behind Andrew Lones. But Lones still holding that top line here. Lap number 6 is underway. Right now still holding on the bottom line here for Noah Joyce. Now, Joyce has gained 6 so far, so far, right now he is really turning and burning, getting up to the front. But has he burned off these tires? Is there too much heat in them? And it may be something he's trying to combat between the air temperature and the track temperature. Two totally different things here, separated by about 40 degrees out there. And I think he might be having to settle down just a little bit and let the car come to him. But speaking of cars trying to wrap around and kind of start coming into play here, William Page, I'm assuming we're going to be looking for him somewhere around about lap 15 to lap 20. We're going to start seeing that mellow yellowed 42 Ford kick it into high gear and start rotating through. But boy, he loses a lot of actually some momentum there on Scott Fleener. Archuleta almost rear ends him there, as it looks like the mellow yellow machine is going to now switch it up, drop down to the bottom. He's going to slide job here in front of him. Fleener not happy about that, as he almost takes off the back end of his Ford, and now the more trouble here in the back. Ben Archuleta not happy.
Benjamin Archuleta definitely trying to make some ground happen, as Scott Fleener is still drifting the wrong way after starting on the pole, currently sitting in spot number 5 right now. He has really lost touch with the top 3 as he lost that position to William Page. Benjamin Archuleta is right behind him, and right behind Archuleta is Cam Barnes trying to insert himself into the mix.
I know. I think every single race here, I think Cam Barnes is the one you circle. This is definitely the 97 Chevrolet we are sitting on top of now, trying to put Archuleta into the rear view, but no can do. Not quite yet as we look off the left front fender. Notice how that McDonald's machine down on the bottom. And I think right now, ooh, man, they're going to squeeze close together. And I think right now, Archuleta's trying to show you he's got a little bit of that grimace shake in him here, trying to keep it going. But the 97 Pepsi machine, that Chevrolet is working that outside line. He's going to see if he can hook it. Good move there. And that should give him at least a decent clear, but only half the car does make it out in front. So Cam Barnes continuing the charge up to the front. He's gained 2, looking for the third.
Trying to look for that third. Archuleta is trying to do the short end of the racetrack, going as low as he possibly can to try and gain some ground on Cam Barnes, but Barnes is getting the big humongous momentum on that outside line. And it looks like he will finally clear Benjamin Archuleta. It looks like he will, so Cam Barnes will go to spot number 6 right now. His next step will be Scott Fleener to break into the top 5.
Yeah, huge checkup here by Archuleta as Darren Ingram almost nails him there in the 21 Toyota. Honestly, that is a very odd line that we're seeing the number 16 Chevrolet run, is he gets down below the paint on the turns. Now, I know it's flat, but there is some sort of banking out there, but it looks like he's kind of cut that out as he's given Cam Barnes plenty of room. Barnes now starting to lean into Scott Fleener here. Fleener is going to be in trouble, and Dunkin' Donuts is not going to be happy, sponsoring the 49, who's unfortunately marching backwards. Right now, he looks like he's sinking into his cup of coffee right now, as William Page has fought himself back into the 4th spot, trying to run down Tommy Bordeaux, but man, he's got to make up about 3/4 of a second to find him.
While we're looking at that, we got to focus on the battle for the lead right now, as Garrett Sidnor, he is starting to knock on the door of Luke Smith. He has tracked him down, and right now Sidnor running the faster lap times than Luke Smith, trying to find the lead.
Yeah, right now a couple of guys have been shifting around. Luke Smith, Sidnor, and Bordeaux, 1, 2, and 3. William Page is 4th. Fleener holding on to 5th, as Cam Barnes is starting to apply a lot of pressure. Ben Archuleta sits 7th. Darren Ingram 8th. Noah Joyce is 9th. And Andrew Lones is sitting in 10th. Rocking up as Brandon Newby. He's only got to find one more spot to gain 4 on the night and put him in at the top 10. And that moves us on to Michael Murata, who's currently 12th. Everybody else has been rotating backwards, unfortunately. Driver was able to find the track, was Hen Bordeaux. Down a lap, though. Hopefully she's able to turn back to the front and get back to it. But 40 seconds off pace, she's got a lot of work to do out there in the 26th Ford.
Right now, Hen Bordeaux, at least it's good to see her out on the track ticking down some laps. Right now, cycling, it looks like everybody in the whole field has gone single file as of right now. It looks like we might have a pass going on for spot number 5 right now as Cam Barnes. He's trying to hold on to that 5th spot from Scott Fleener. Barnes is going to drift up the racetrack a little bit. As right now, Scott Fleener, he's trying to hold on to it, but Cam Barnes wants it.
Yep. Right now, it's Scott Fleener here on the outside. Looks like JK out there is out here supporting the OCS racing team. I know, I think we had her locked in on the scroller up top. I do run the tower 90% of the time, but it does take up a solid chunk of this track. Seeing that we are not, I don't have that much zooming out capability when we get to under a mile track. So it kind of squeezes us together, but we'll definitely bring it out if it ends up becoming more of a problem. Cam Barnes goes ahead and gets his problem behind him. Scott Fleener moves outside the top 5 now to 6th. And then we'll see how it goes. So right now, that is JK out there saying that is actually pronounced a different way. I think that's Lowness. Lowness. Okay. Well, good. Normally Lowness, if that is the case and that we are saying it incorrectly, we got to make sure we get these drivers into the Discord out here. That definitely helps us at the beginning of the race try to get these guys. But the Woe Air 111 is underway here. 18 laps under green. No caution yet. Couple of guys have been getting a little squirrely out there and they're having a little trouble. But right now, Luke Smith, Sidnor, and Bordeaux still holding on to our top 3. We finally find a Toyota out here in the midst of all these Chevys and Fords with Darren Ingram and Noah Joyce. Now, I'm impressed how Joyce was able to fight all the way up into the top 10 to sit 9th. But right now, that 31 Budweiser machine is stalled out.
Fully stalled out indeed for Noah Joyce, who is currently sitting in spot number 9 right now. So far, it looks like all the drivers are pretty much singled out throughout the field.
All right. Well, as everything seems to calm down a little bit out here, drivers you kind of got to sit back and say, okay, now it's just time to start ticking off some laps, rotating through, find out where other guys are making their mistakes. Woo. Got a little bit of Archuleta out of Lincoln out there. Hopefully he's able to calm that down a little bit. I do want to note that our drivers in the top 3 have just about taken off from the rest of the field here. We do see William Page in our view here from sitting on top of Noah Joyce's Budweiser machine, but then we're going to need a telescope to find the rest of them. There they are, 1, 2, 3, way out there in the distance. And I believe they are out in front, currently sitting on top of Noah Joyce's machine by at least 6.5 seconds. Before we can find third. Ooh, bad turn here by Archuleta on the outside. The 16 having some trouble out here. Boy, and you hear how much they are having to back off the throttle here if they want to make a pass down onto the bottom. Right now, Joyce may be feeling a lot of pressure here on those right side tires. I would say toward the beginning of the race, tire pressures are low. Track is slick. There's no traction out there. And as soon as these tires start airing up, these guys are definitely moving around. But the skating at the beginning of the track is oh so tough for them. And right now, let's rotate up here to William Page, who's now to 5th. Cam Barnes has fought up to 4th. Barnes making a move here, starting 9th here in the race. The 97 Chevrolet is now sitting in 4th. William Page drops down to 5th. Fleener still remains in 6th. That leaves Darren Ingram to his own demise, sitting 7th. Joyce still working on Archuleta back there, but now has fallen off by about 1/4 of a second. Notice how Fleener's starting to pick up the pace. And I'm wondering if that's the tire situation that I was talking about earlier here, Douglas. If it's finally coming in and Fleener might be able to do something here as he's now overtaking William Page, trying to put him in the rear view, but there's some heavy right front damage there to the 49 Ford.
Most definitely. Scott Fleener is trying to make up a lot of the ground that he ended up losing And yes, you do see the right front damage on Fleener's car, but it doesn't really look like it is affecting him all that much, as it looks like Fleener will finally clear William Page for the number 5 slot.
It was definitely smushed up and giving him some trouble earlier here in the race. But I believe finally starting to put some pressure on our leader was Garrett Sidnor. Luke Smith might be in some trouble. Sidnor sliding out of turn 1 and 2 here. And so right now, Sidnor had gained a couple of tenths here the past few laps and got Luke Smith side by side with him for a couple of laps and has gone ahead and backed off yet again. I'm wondering if Sidnor is definitely sitting back and he's waiting for a little slip up here from Luke Smith. Smith taking a much higher line. And Sidnor knows it. He's looking, taking a look here to the inside. Not going to have enough turn exit speed as Luke Smith has got the winning line.
Smith definitely has the preferred line on the high side. It looks like we got a nice pass for the lead going on here, and it looks like Garrett Sidnor will finally clear him. Sidnor, our new race leader.
Yep, just for now, is right now Sidnor, we take a look out of the left rear of that car 39 machine, putting it on. Right now, Sidnor getting that top line where Luke Smith liked hovering around, but that is not going to hold out. Right now, Sidnor, watch this turn exit. Oh, my gosh. Right now, Luke Smith, yep, I think he's going to make a bid for the lead yet again. He's going to get back out front here. As, boy. Taking a look at this here, Douglas. Right now, the 39 machine not looking to give up. He enjoyed the lead, having the fresh air out front, and he's going to regain the lead here. 39, it bucks off the bottom.
Oh, that was a really great save by Luke Smith to hold on to that car.
And again,
it looks... And that might be the room that Tommy Bordeaux needed, as he might try to advance on that.
Yeah, Tommy Bordeaux, very patient here in this race. He was able to get to the top 3, and now he's hanging out. Right now, Tommy Bordeaux, when I've seen some of his past lap times at a place like this, he's actually a tenth or two slower. And I would think he's thinking long haul here. If this thing can go green the entire route, this guy's going to kick it in overdrive, and I think we're going to see speed we've never seen before out of the 57 Ford all season. So right now, he does show some signs of fatigue heading into turn 3 there. He does buck up just a little bit as it looked like the car almost bottomed out. But man, oh man, having the kind of a separation over top of the rest of the field. Almost 6 seconds before we can reach back and find Cam Barnes, who's just now entering turn number 1. This is huge here for our top 3 guys, and you almost have to think it's either going to require pit strategy or it's going to require a caution for these guys to catch up, as Cam Barnes trying his best out front in the clean air. But look how Cam Barnes is plowing into the turn. That car is not wanting to turn for anything. So right now he is struggling to keep this thing on a roll. William Page down to 7th now. Right now Noah Joyce is on him.
Noah Joyce definitely going to try and advance the position, as he's right now looking into the inside of William Page. So it looks like Joyce will try to move to the inside line of William Page, and he will advance that position. So Noah Joyce now finding himself in spot number 7.
Yeah, we've already broken past the quarter mark here of this race as we enter lap number 32. Sidnor, Smith, Bordeaux, 1, 2, and 3. Cam Barnes still holding on to 4th. Fleener is 5th. Darren Ingram 6th. Noah Joyce 7th. William Page barely holding on to 8th. But it looks like Joyce goes ahead and leaves him now, and Lona sits in 9th. Moving on to Daryl Harris, our 10th place driver, and it looks like more trouble out of Ben Archuleta. He's in a lot of trouble here. With 4 tires sitting down there in the pits, when are these guys going to come down and pit and realize maybe it's just not worth it? Archuleta's not coming down as he almost loses it. So time separation of our drivers has fallen off by 2 seconds. Right now, Brandon Newby, his best time sitting at a 31.81 here, 32.73. was his last run here, so they've got to move their way up to the front. Couple picking up time. Archuleta had a worse time. 31.61 is his best. 34.38 was his last lap, and right now he is on the roll backwards here. And I guarantee he's not happy about it, but man, when you've kind of cooked the tires here, whoa, as the 16 Chevrolet still trying his best impression of Tokyo Drift out there, he's having some trouble. He's got to be starting thinking, is it now time for tires, or are we just trying to wait this out via fuel mileage?
I can tell you what, if you know the USORL Cup Series, oh my God, these guys are going to run the tires to like the bare metal. As these guys, they're gonna run these things until they can't go no more.
All right, now we'll definitely hold them to it. I'm assuming we'll see a situation like that if they're riding them down to the rims. Notice this is the pass. 4-second. Tommy Bordeaux waited that one out and he got it. Not bad here by the 57. This gives him a 5th place start, now holding on to 2nd. As he'll wave by there to Luke Smith. So looks like Kermit the Frog going to be heading on backwards now. And Sid Noor enjoying his time out front. 1 second over top of Bordeaux here. As lap number 36 is halfway complete. I would think we're looking pretty close here to a pit stop. Most of our drivers out there right now is Sid Noor, dealing with less fall off than most of our drivers out here. He may stay out longer than most. I would expect to see drivers like Zach Krastowski, who unfortunately is sitting about 25.5 seconds off pace. I would say can't get much worse, but he might want to put some tires on and see if he can flip the script here. This is really a rough start here for Zach Krastowski. He started in the 13th spot. Archuleta still on the wheel back, and right now he is at a actually a devastating slow roll there. Yeah, right now he's putting around about the high 80-mile-an-hour mark around the turns. And some of these guys are scrubbing the high 90s. So right now, about 10 miles an hour off. That is not where you want to be. And they got to continue churning forward. Who out here has got something for somebody? Let's check in on William Page. There you go. There's a little bit of a long run. Like I said, we were going to hold him to it. The 42 Mellow Yellow car looking to the inside of the 21. Good slide. That puts Darren Ingram in the rear view. Hopefully that wasn't contact with the wall for the 42 Ford. As Page is going to be looking for Noah Joyce here. Douglas, these laps are going by at about 30 to 32 seconds a lap. So about 21 minutes here into this race so far. Guys are feeling pretty confident out there, nailing down some times, getting out there on the track. Everything's feeling good. Track is starting to change a little bit, starting to rubber up just a little. You know how you wouldn't think any kind of fatigue would start setting in, but man, when this track is not wanting to help you rotate through the turn, they can't carry as much speed through. You've got to start using that middle pedal a lot more than you would have thought. And a couple of them have decided to go ahead and draw that line. Sid Noor, Smith, and Barnes are our first 3 drivers coming down into pit road. And Tommy Bordeaux finally is able to strike. This gives him a 7-second lead over top of Scott Fleener, who holds on to 2nd, and Noah Joyce now up to 3rd. Notice how the 57 is holding out. And down pit road. Yep, that's going to do it for Tommy Bordeaux. Does Scott Fleener, who had trouble here earlier in the race, come in? No, he does not.
Around lap 40 that these guys ended up pitting, so probably talking about 40 to 50 laps per tire set.
Yeah, I think it would be suicide anybody not to take tires out there. There's no way, shape, or form you would catch me going out there. Not, not on a fresh set of rubber. Fleener and William Page do remain out there on the track. Looking to see if anybody has got anything going on. This is actually from the same team, Sidnor, Fleener, and Page. Page did decide to hang out there with Fleener in the second spot, but Sidnor is actually deviating from, looks like, the team. Maybe the team plan. I was taking a look at some of our times there. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, Garrett Sidnor is nailing down some quick times here. Right now, sitting in 10th. Fleener's on his way in.
It looks like Scott Fleener had enough. Going to come in for the fresh tires.
Yep.
John Peterson currently exiting pit road.
Yeah, still hanging out there. Still hanging out. Sidnor looking to go ahead and squeeze past. That gives him 9th. Smith sitting right behind him. Tommy Bordeaux did come in a lap later than both those guys. Unfortunately, that's going to leave him about 2 1/4 seconds off. Chase them down. Michael Murata coming on down in the pit. Page still remains out with Darren Ingram. So that leaves us with Page, Ingram, Harris, Lonis, and Brandon Newby, setting 1 through 5. Newby was sitting down about 3 or 4 from the bottom, sitting around that 13th area. Still has yet to pit. Right now I'm showing currently 7 drivers, 8 if you count Hen Bordeaux, have yet to pit so far tonight. And Bordeaux will have to come in and fuel up here soon. Zach Krastowski has yet to pit. You want to talk about a heartbreaker out there, Douglas. Zach Krastowski hasn't pit. Tommy Bordeaux was able to come down, pit, put 4 tires and fuel, get back out there, and he's sitting right in front of him.
Ugh. Well, Zach Krastowski definitely is probably trying to run as many laps as he can on those tires.
I think he's probably praying for a caution here. Guys on fresh tires, hopefully somebody would slick up and slide in the wall. But that does not seem to be his... going to fall into his lap this time. Speaking of which, Page is still out there. Not bad. 47 laps. Still under his own power, though. It does look like he's almost coasting into these turns, though. I'd be scrambling here. Let's sit on. Oh, yeah, he's killing it. That's impressive. William Page is still maintaining a 3-second lead over top of Darren Ingram. But Ingram is starting to run him down here. If he continues doing this here, Douglas, you think it might be a possibility of a one-stop run?
It could be very well possible, but for William Page, he's yes, he's taking a gamble if it goes to a one-stop strategy. Because if we do get a caution, it's gonna ruin the whole strategy gameplay. So I can see where William Page is trying to go, but it's a big gamble.
Well, lap number 50 is underway. As right now he's still hanging out there. And right now, boy, he would definitely be showing us up here. Said he had the long run car. I will have to admit I didn't think that's what he meant. is clutching and saving fuel. Holy cow. 50 laps complete there by William Page, getting 51 underway. This is Michael Murata, our first driver, a lap down, currently sitting 13th. Right now, he's going to try not to get in the way. of William Page, who's hanging out there. Moving on back, John Peterson in the 43. If I'm not mistaken, Gambit out there is saying the 43 team needs a solid run. Unfortunately, right now, Peterson still holding on to the 14th spot. Our top 4 drivers have not pit tonight.
So right now, those top 4 drivers are William Page, Darren Ingram, Daryl Harris, and Brandon Newby. Still have yet to pit.
Yeah, can you believe that Ben Archuleta hasn't come in yet?
Really?
Yeah, he is still yet to come in. And there he is, William Page coming on down. No way. Page coming down. Darren Ingram stays out. Daryl Harris sits behind him.
Be the decision of the race.
Yeah, drivers with a good amount of tires out here. At least on some fresh ones. As Luke Smith is going to be looking for the lead here. And Luke Smith has pit. Luke Smith and Garrett Sidnor, that's these guys right here. Are going to be looking to pass for the lead. As they almost go 3 wide here, the 21 of Darren Ingram going to go ahead and march out. Archuleta's coming on in. So that's going to give the lead here to Luke Smith. Garrett Sidnor sits second. Darren Ingram, who is yet to pit, sits third. And Tommy Bordeaux looking to the inside. Brandon Newby's coming down. That's going to leave us with 3 drivers who've yet to pit so far. Was 4. As Hen Bordeaux working her way on down. Boy, Darren Ingram and Daryl Harris both still remaining out there. Just as soon as I say that, here comes Daryl. As the Woe Air Machine. All right, interesting race here so far. 57 laps under green. May be hard to find your favorite driver out there, as they are definitely spread out. No pack racing here tonight. Looks like all the passing has been pretty safe here tonight. A couple of drivers have gotten close. Luke Smith was one of them there for a moment. Douglas, what are you seeing out there that is, I would say, looking pretty dicey here? You know, Darren Ingram and Zach Krastowski are finally coming on down.
Well, I can tell you what. Driver you're going to have to watch is Garrett Sidnor, because he's going to be a man on a mission when it comes to trying to get back the lead.
Yep. Yeah, Sidnor is going to be really looking to fight back up to the front. But I've got to say, you know, why do I feel that Tommy Bordeaux still hanging out here in the wings? You know, he's a second behind. He's got to come up with about a second and a half to catch Luke Smith for the lead. And this guy's just waiting back here. It's interesting to see what line he's taking. He hooks way up toward the top and almost triangulates his turns. But man, that is so tough on that right front tire. Turn 1 and 2, but he doesn't duplicate that through 1 and 2. I know, that's why I want to kind of keep an eye here on the 57 Ford and see what he does different than everybody else out here. Obviously, he has committed for a two-stop race here tonight.
Tell you what, I think all Garrett Sidnor and Tommy Bordeaux, they're going to have to wait for Luke Smith to make a mistake, because right now, Luke Smith is just going a whole bunch of razzle-dazzle in the lead.
Yep.
So,
nice. Garrett Sidnor holding on there. And it's kind of these three, and it's all kind of their race. We do find Cam Barnes, who's just now entering turn number 3, as he is right now about 9.25 seconds off the pace. Scott Fleener holds on to 5th, Joyce 6th, William Page 7th, Michael Murata is 8th, Andrew Lowness will be in 9th, and John Peterson 10th spot. Definitely keep it alive out there, guys, in the chat. Jay kind of fizzled out on me there. So he's right now, so watching Darren Ingram get around Brandon Newby. That is the battle for 11th. As it looks like he is able to get on around. Let's check in on Scott Fleener. I think Noah Joyce has got his number here. Right now, the 31 machine of Noah Joyce looking down to the bottom. Is he going to be able to fight it? Gets a fender on him. Excellent run here. This is down the backstretch, heading into 3. 31 has to back off. Aims, dives, gets in there. But not quite. As Scott Fleener is going to try to fend him off here. The Budweiser machine starting to lean on the gas and hold on. As they rush across the line, still goes to Fleener here for that 5th spot. 31 of Noah Joyce taking another look. Drops down to the bottom, sticks his finger out, and grinds that paint just a hair. As it looks like Scott Fleener goes up and wall rides. Very close for these two, but Noah Joyce wants it. Definitely Fleener knows all about it. Is he going to be able to fend him off? I don't think so. Right now, this turn's going to be looking really, really strong here for Joyce. At the line, that's going to go to Noah Joyce in the 31 Toyota. Scott Fleener holds on to 6th now. Yep, full clear by Noah Joyce. Does Fleener try to switch him up? Whoa, huge checkup.
Way to go for Scott Fleener to get on the brake pedal on that, not to get into Noah Joyce.
Yeah, I can't say I would be too favorable of that call, and I wouldn't blame Scott Fleener at all. Joyce goes up in front, brake checks you like that, you might have to rearrange him. I think you've called it more than once to use a guy, a signal with his chrome horn out there. And definitely something you might want to consider next time. But Fleener probably thinking long run and long haul here. Don't want to fold up that aerodynamics there in the front, which could cause a harder and harder time for him here tonight, as he definitely needs to keep the downforce to those front tires without losing any sort of speed out there. Fleener holds on to 6. Noah Joyce gaining his 10th position here of the night since his qualifying spot. 5th for him, and these guys continue to race it out. I'm just wondering if they'll be able to settle their differences and reel each other in. I just don't know. It's going to be pretty tough. Cam Barnes sitting in 4th. Right now, this is him getting pretty close to Ben Archuleta, who is unfortunately, I believe, hanging around a lap down, though. As the 16 machine has been in trouble here a good part of the night. Yeah, once again, notice how Ben Archuleta down on that paint, and he's going to pay for it. Yeah, he seems to have a really, really loose race car here tonight. That thing diving down into the turns just the way he seems to like. If he wants to run the bottom line, let the man run the bottom line. But he seems to be running almost in the speed up lane coming out of pit road. He's getting way too low. There it is again, down below the paint. And watch the trouble it causes him here. Right there. And that snapback does allow Drivers like Cam Barnes to chase. But Cam Barnes, last pit on lap number 40. Archuleta came in on lap 53. So fresher tires out there for the 16 Chevrolet. You should be able to scurry away. Live to fight another day. Let's move up to Darren Ingram, who's sitting 10th. And now I think John Peterson is starting to apply a little bit of pressure. Currently sitting behind him in the 43. 43 Ford out there of John Peterson. Peterson known best currently, or recently, for the paint schemes he has been putting on these guys' cars out there. As he is out there driving the Hug machine. Let's say, Douglas, Hugs. Those are those little fruit barrels, weren't they?
Yes, I believe so.
Holy cow. That's been a right while. I don't think my mom let me have those. She said those was liquid sugar. Woo! Little Hug. Yeah, Hug with diabetes. All right. Right now, John Peterson currently sitting in 11th. Let's see if we can give Jay a little bit of a laugh out there as we have broken over our halfway point of this race. Drivers are feeling pretty good out there. I'm impressed to see how well these guys are racing out there. Amongst each other, separated. Everybody's just kind of picking and choosing their line. And I would say probably come up about lap 90, Tommy Bordeaux is going to be in some trouble. And is going to want to change his strategy, and he's doing it right now. Tommy Bordeaux heading down pit road. Boy, this could be one of the most interesting calls here of the race. Douglas, what do you think?
I tell you what, this could definitely be a game changer if this plans out the way Tommy Bordeaux is planning it.
All right, a couple of drivers are going to join him here. Looks like Michael Murata is coming on down. Luke Smith, our leader, deciding to come on down. This is going to put Sidnor back into the lead. Cam Barnes will now get second. We'll still wait for Noah Joyce. As look how far back these guys are. Luke Smith is currently getting right side tires put on. And Noah Joyce is just now passing him here. And nothing against Noah Joyce, just those top three drivers are super fast out here. Sidnor coming on down. Now Cam Barnes coming down about the same time that they did, lap number 40. He decides to stay out. This will give Barnes and Joyce kind of a different option here. Joyce comes down. Fleener's going to go ahead and finally overtake that Budweiser machine. But Noah Joyce putting himself under a handicap here as he is doomed there for pit road speed. Which is currently hanging out somewhere around that 40-mile-an-hour mark. Definitely hate to see it. All right, now let's talk a little bit about what's happening out here on the track. And Douglas, Tommy Bordeaux nailing down his fastest time here of the night, 31.07. Right now, he's got to start making up some time here, as I believe that is Garrett Sidnor slicing to the inside. See if they can get that dirty air back to the nose there of Tommy Bordeaux. Driver who was able to get out faster was Luke Smith. Smith currently sitting in third, which right now is 3 seconds out in front of Tommy Bordeaux. That is quite impressive here. Seeing that Luke Smith, with a lap 73 pit stop, 1 lap later than the rest of them, with a 14.1 pit stop time, is able to get back out there and get in front by 3 seconds. Low Ness is going to drop out of the top 10 as he's coming down into pit. Garrett Sidnor nailing down his fastest time of the night, 31.04. No driver has broken under the 31-second mark. One closest to do it would be Garrett Sidnor, who's currently sitting fourth Luke Smith is third. Page and Barnes sitting 1 and 2. Now, William Page did come down on lap number 52. If he wanted to stretch it to exactly double, that's 104, and I still think that is going to drop him short. Cam Barnes still remains out there with a lap number 40 pit stop. So, Douglas, a lot of pit strategy out here. A lot of guys switching up. You know, do you only determine whether you have the best strategy is at the end of the race?
In some cases, yes, and in some cases, no. I'm thinking now that the race is starting to dwindle down, I think a lot of drivers are starting to go into panic mode and trying to change up their decisions when it comes to pit stop strategy and fuel strategies and all that. But it really all depends. Like Luke Smith, he had a very, very good pit stop on lap 73, and he still cycled out into the lead.
Yeah, and I would say Luke Smith is definitely, that would be something that has changed the course of this race. Is right now, as Cam Barnes, our leader, is working his way on down. Not bad, 40 laps he went each time. He'll be heading on down now. That Luke Smith's pit stop was so well done that now drivers like Sidnor, Bordeaux, some of them even like Ingram, Noah Joyce, Fleener, these guys are really having to scratch their head going, man, how did he wait one lap and gain 3 seconds? I mean, that's something there. That just shows you good timing. Definitely hit that pit stop the way he needed to. Didn't slack off on any speed coming down pit road. And he's going to capitalize on that right now. It is paying off huge dividends here as we look at Garrett Sidnor, who currently sits third, has finally made that cut down. And trying to run these guys down. Right now I'm showing Luke Smith is into the lead here by 2 seconds over top of Garrett Sidnor. William Page still holding on to second. And remember, Page has yet to pit. Page came in on lap number 52. Does he draw the line here pretty soon and say, hey, these guys pit, they're going 40 laps on fuel or tires. They came in with Luke Smith coming in on lap 73. He should have enough to make it to the end. And should William Page stay out there that long? So with 43 seconds down in pit, worst case scenario, this may put William Page down a lap. As Andrew Lonis, who's currently sitting 14th, is 40 seconds off pace. And he would end up beyond that. So William Page, probably not a happy camper right now with what his crew chief is telling him.
As of right now, Luke Smith, he is definitely extending his lead. It's now up to 2.1 seconds ahead of Garrett Sidnor. William Page still trying to hold on right now to whatever he can with that other strategy he has, as Tommy Bordeaux is now going to pass him for spot number 3. Bordeaux is another driver that has a lot of momentum that has to get caught up on.
Yep. Tommy Bordeaux now sitting third. 4.2 seconds to find Luke Smith. And it just seems to kind of be dwindling away here with 26 laps left to go. He's got to figure out how to make up that time. He is losing about a tenth a lap here to Luke Smith. As right now his pit crew is starting to look like they're getting ready to box everything up here pretty soon, with Luke Smith out there in the lead. Does have a 2-second gap over Sidnor, who's currently second.
Oh, we got a caution.
We got a caution. Yep, Brandon Newby is our driver around, the number 14. Oh, man.
right there just changed the game.
I think it would be insane not to pit. Everybody's going to have to come down. There is no way you don't pit. Looks like Ben Archuleta's coming down. I don't know. He may be entering a closed pit here. We'll see what this causes. Holy cow. So Luke Smith, take that lead and wipe it away. And Douglas, I know we're supposed to be impartial, but I almost feel relieved that a caution came out, because now I think, nothing against Luke Smith. This is now going to put him under a lot of pressure. He's got nowhere to go. Everybody's going to be on top of him now. So here he comes down into pit road. And this should be everybody coming on down. Unfortunately, some of our guys who were laps down looking for that wave around. Top 9 drivers already heading down. We'll take a look at our caution here in just a moment. 14 machine. Boy, he's got a lot of damage to the rear end of that car. Yeah, I think it would actually, it would be suicide not to take tires here. Get it, go, and make it happen. Now, William Page, who's been sandbagging for as long as he has, right now, that was a perfectly timed caution for him. He was going to have to come in the next 4 laps. He will now hold on to 5th. But he's got some work to do in front of him. Holy cow, Tommy Bordeaux's going to take over the lead. 2-tire stop for the 57. Only other driver to do the same was Cam Barnes. Everybody else took 4. Ugh. Might be able to fend these guys off, but first let's go ahead and take a look at what caused our yellow flag out here with Brandon Newby. Looking over top, 16's getting loose. Oh, man, what a shot to the wall. Would say that almost looked like two brand new drivers here with the league. Kind of took each other out there, unfortunately. All right. A couple of drivers will get some wave arounds here. Michael Murata working back out of pit road. 18.78 in the box. Scott Fleener has joined 3 times here tonight. 31.32 for him. I'm guaranteed he's trying to pull some of that fender off. That right front tire. Yep. Car doesn't look bad at all. Not bad at all. 49 did have to sacrifice, so 9th place is where he'll restart on the inside line here. Our defending champ of New Hampshire is Tommy Bordeaux. He currently is sitting in the lead. And he's going to have some trouble, as he only took a 2-tire stop.
It's definitely a gamble, I can tell you that, but I think Tommy Bordeaux, he's just trying to take the gamble. Hopefully those 2 tires that he didn't take has plenty of grip in them, and he's not going to lose a whole bunch of track positions on the restart.
Yeah, well, that tire pressure built up in the left on the left side tires. I'm assuming he's probably taking right side, as those take the most punishment. Away they go. Tommy Bordeaux doesn't look like he waits for the Geico restart zone. He's going to go ahead and hammer down. Out in front he goes, half a second on top of Luke Smith. Smith out here battling, and Sidnor is sideways. Holding on to it, though. Cam Barnes down up to 4th, moving on to Darren Ingram. Ingram still trying to hold on. As we get on top of the 21 Toyota, here's him working on the outside of Cam Barnes. Sidnor sitting in 3rd, and William Page taking a peek.
William Page, another driver trying to gain as much ground as he possibly can after losing all those spots on the last restart. As of right now, Tommy Bordeaux, he is settling into spot number 1. Looks like he may have had the strategy call of the race.
Yeah, right now this is looking pretty good here. Darren Ingram sitting 4th. Trying to push to the inside of the Pepsi machine. Tommy Bordeaux sitting out front. He's barely got in the 21.
Oh, wow.
What a hit into the wall here for the 21, Darren Ingram. Holy cow, what a hit.
Is there a reason I didn't get the lucky dog?
Were you involved?
No.
Trying to see if we could tune in there and see what anybody had said out there. Darren Ingram getting a horrible shot to the wall. See what causes our second caution here of the night. I was just getting ready to ask you if cautions breed cautions, but this is the second one here for tonight. Boy, that looks like that starts as netcode. Let's see if I can find something a little bit closer. Ooh, yeah, I like that. Oh. Yeah, it might have been netcode here. I'm not sure. I'm definitely not sure about that. Right now, I think William Page isn't going to be happy with what happened in front here. Let's see if we can take another look at it. Boy, I hate seeing Darren Ingram kind of get wrapped around like that. Man, what a hit. Give it to everybody else just stopping. Dude, what a hit. All right, Douglas, that is a interesting one here. And I think Lonis was out there requesting to see if why he was not getting the lucky dog position around. And Darren Ingram. We'll see if he ends up out here somewhere in the infield car care center and see how he's doing. I don't currently see him sitting in that in the race channel up here, so I don't think he's ready to go quite just yet. Pace car lights are off. And you see Joey out there. Tuned in here tonight, but not out there on the track. Hopefully we'll see you out here soon.
Looks like Tommy Bordeaux will once again elect to take the outside line.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough takeoff here. Ingram, Marcelletta are two guys still hanging out in the pit. Lowness sits in 12th. Bordeaux up to 13th. The Hen Bordeaux, that is. Brandon Newby, our first driver, who made 86 laps, went ahead and took it to the garage. And we will be at 14 laps left to go. Tommy Bordeaux's race. Out front he goes. I would say he had a heck of a stroke of luck here as Luke Smith doing a little bit of blinking. Right now, Scott Fleener sitting in 5th as he overcomes Daryl Harris, puts him in the rear view.
As of right now, we got a battle heating up for the number 3 slot. Right there in front of Scott Fleener. That was between Garrett Sidnor and Noah Joyce. Great job by Noah Joyce to get up to the top 4. It looks like Joyce will settle back into spot number 4 as Garrett Sidnor will gain spot number 3.
Yeah, Joyce getting pretty lucky. We'll be out of all the wrecks that we've, the couple of wrecks that we've had here tonight. He's been able to stay safe and gain those 11 positions, but looking on back, it looks like William Page is going to be dive bombing it here into 3. He's going to want to move up, and currently he sits 7th. Daryl Harris is trying to see if he can stay away from him there, but the 43 of John Peterson has to wiggle out. Daryl Harris will be squirting out of there. We're getting away from William Page, as Page has been on a tear here. John Peterson is in trouble, and whoa, even more trouble up front. Harris holding on to it, though, as Page fights up to 6th. Yeah, I'm assuming that Page isn't turning into a bulldozer here. That's more than one driver getting a little loosey-goosey as he keeps going through. 11 laps left to go. Tommy Bordeaux holding on to it, but not so fast as Luke Smith sits right behind him.
Right behind Luke Smith watching the show is Garrett Sidnor, who is sitting in spot number 3 right now.
Yep, as we take a look back, that is Noah Joyce starting to get a little loose, as Scott Fleener starting to flex a little muscle behind him. Like right now, Noah Joyce might be doing a little mirror driving out there. Scott Fleener's trying to put a move on him, and he does. Down to the bottom, Fleener going to full send in. Contact made, and I guarantee you Joyce is going to lower that net and pull the 49 out of the car. He does that one more time.
I'm surprised that didn't turn into a wreck. That's how close it was.
Yeah. Well, Joyce gave him even more room to try to make sure there wasn't going to be a problem. And they smoothed it out just a hair there. Tommy Bordeaux still sitting out front as Luke Smith is applying more pressure. 9 to go. As they shoot out of turn number 2, 39 is starting to get a lot more turn exit speed. Will this continue? Scott Fleener's around, no caution. Let's take a look at what happens to Fleener here, top side. Oh, there it is, same thing. He got through the turn and you see the car just straighten out on him. Why did it do that? Again. I mean, it's the same thing right there. He's just going straight. So Page sends it into the back of him there and gets him all around. Well, Douglas, I would say Scott Fleener is going to be talking to the designer of the rack and pinion system on his race car out there, or that steering box. He's not happy about what's going on out there. That's going to drop Fleener down to the 11th position. I don't think he's going to be able to recover from a 14-second deficit to get back up to the front unless we end up back under another yellow flag. But Tommy Bordeaux watching that 39 machine, starting to trying to play attack here. Right now, Davey Hazard, Season 4 winner at this track. Jake Oakley, Season 5. Season 6 was Jeff Dixon. Season 7 and Season 9 has gone to Tommy Bordeaux. But I think this might be his toughest race yet, as Luke Smith is looking to break that roll here from Tommy Bordeaux in the 57 Ford. Notice how Luke Smith has been shooting here to the inside. Is he going to be able to pull through this lap? No, sir.
I can tell you what, Tommy Bordeaux, he is definitely doing a little mirror driving as he's trying to focus on Luke Smith right behind him.
Yeah, good dive into the turn here, but something didn't feel right, and I could tell just from the camera. Looked like a little buck there, and just Tommy Bordeaux gonna see if he can pull off there, but right now, holy cow, that 39 Chevrolet is all over him here. This is a look off that rear bumper. Taking a look at the 39, taking a peek. Caution. And Bordeaux involved. Ouch. A lot of damage to the 26. 5 laps left to go in this one. These guys are going to extend it. This one may be our first green-white here of the night. That'll give us one of our 3 attempts at overtime. Douglas, 26 machine. That did not go well. One of the Bordeaux's, not Tommy, involved in this.
Most definitely, and it looks like the cause of the caution was actually the 43 of John Peterson.
Oh my gosh, with the right front tire that decided to, I guess, to find a new home. It is currently not connected to that car. I think Michael Murata was another driver who was involved. All right, well, let's take a look. What causes our yellow flag? Tell you what, somebody who got real lucky here is going to be Scott Fleener. Look at that. Ugh. No, not back up. Yikes. That was at 140 miles an hour to the right front. Holy cow. Again, he says. Again. John Peterson here. What happens? The 62 swipe across his rear? Yeah. That's Murata here. Boom! What a hit. Let's find Hen Bordeaux. One more. Yeah, I would say maybe we had room here to the right. I don't know if Hen Bordeaux could have done anything here. And that's what you want to kind of break down as a crew chief when you're talking to a driver. Is there anything that she could have done here to not make contact with the 43? And I would probably say yes. I think may have been able to squeeze at the 43 here, but I think when the smoke started coming out, I think might have been a slight hint. Yeah, Jay out there is kind of recommending that we hit the brake pedal. I'll probably agree with that. I think right about here is when I would have panicked and started turning way to the left. You can see the nosedive here. Yeah, you can see it there, Jay. So watch as we cross the line. Watch that yellow tape on the front. See, I get super close to the asphalt. Boom. So we actually slowed down and still made contact, unfortunately. I'm just wondering if she couldn't steer because we were stomping on the brake. Bummer, dude. All right. I was going to say, it should bring our pace car lights back out. Douglas, Tommy Bordeaux, Luke Smith. I mean, I think the problem that I'm noticing here, and I wouldn't say 100% of this is a problem except for the 2 guys in the front. Darrell Harris, Noah Joyce. Talk to me about it.
I can tell you what, Darrell Harris and Noah Joyce, they're definitely probably smiling from ear to ear, at least from where they're placing. Especially Noah Joyce, who started dead last in this race, now up into the top 5.
Yeah, and another big thing to circle here is everybody from 4th on back has pit and put tires on the car.
Mm-hmm.
Bordeaux, Smith, and Fleener have not pit. Fleener did come in on lap 94. I think he changed it up a little bit, but Bordeaux and Luke Smith might be in trouble here. As I guarantee you, watch the number 9 of Darrell Harris and Noah Joyce to come in clutch here. This right now is going to be huge. Their tires being 20 laps on the fresher side. So can Tommy Bordeaux fend them off here for 2 to 3 laps? Bordeaux with a great jump here, Douglas.
It is a great jump, but here comes Darrell Harris, definitely making some noise on the outside line. Harris, one of those drivers who are on the fresher tires. Luke Smith trying to hold him off.
White flag this time by. As we take a look off the back side here of Tommy Bordeaux. Can he go 3 for 3? Right now, he's taking a look for it. Right now, Harris set full send in. Page into the wall. As there's only 2 more turns left. Here comes Tommy Bordeaux. Dives to the bottom, makes a good block. And it looks like the 57 Ford is only a couple of 100 feet away. He's getting out front. Daryl Harris swings to the inside. No can do. Almost got him, though. 70 thousandths of a second. He tried to get him. That was close.
Wow, that was really close.
Again. How did he barely missed this here? Ricochets off the wall. That does allow him to triangulate it, though. Man, and just barely misses the mark. So Tommy Bordeaux, by half a car length, comes away with the win here tonight. And goes 3 for 3. Yeah, we got to give it to Daryl Harris for giving it the college try there. That was super close. Luke Smith coming in third. I know, Scott Fleener, our pole sitter, falling down into the 8th spot. I mean, we had some big names get knocked out of this one. Darren Ingram getting smashed out of there. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at where all of our drivers placed, and I think we finally have a final timer for Bordeaux over top of Daryl Harris, and we do. 68 thousandths of a second. That was crazy close. Top 10 drivers. We're on the lead lap. As that definitely got close right there at the end. I think DJ's just a little bit beside himself here. Oh, yeah. What a race that was. Excellent, excellent, excellent job. All right, guys, hang in there. We'll try to reel our guys in, have a chat with them. We'll be back here in about a minute.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are catching up with our 3rd place finisher, Luke Smith. Luke, I got to tell you, it was an entertaining race the whole entire night. How did your race go overall?
I mean, it went pretty well for the most part. The first run, I jumped out to a little bit of a lead, and then I lost it, and I really couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong, and then came out on that second run, and I found some speed where I did not expect it to be after running there in practice and all that. And I was able to hook the bottom so good that I had great momentum on the exit of the turns. I did not expect to find grip there. Towards the end there, when we got the little cluster of cautions, and Tommy took 2 tires. He made a brilliant move. I thought we were gonna have a awesome little battle there to the win, but then we had the green light checkered, and me, him, and Scott stayed out, and yeah, it didn't pan out from there.
I gotta tell you what, it seemed like tonight, in a couple of drivers' standpoints, it seems like definitely tonight was a strategy call for a couple of the drivers. I think basically for you, Tommy Bordeaux, and Garrett Sidnor specifically. You guys ended up pitting a little earlier than a lot of people anticipated. Tell us, did your strategy go overall good, or do you think you could have changed something else to probably help you get to the win at all?
Um, I mean, I think the strategy was perfect. I had uh I s- I knew that Tommy pit, and I was like, let me stay out one more lap. I don't want to lose the whole lead to him staying out until when I was originally going to pit. And I pit, and apparently I had a really good pit entry because I came out, my gap to him was still the same, and I gained over a second and a half on Garrett. So I thought I had the win locked in, and then cautions happened, and you know, strategy there, made a big call there at the end, and tried to stay out, hoping that everyone else would, and really wanted to fight Tommy there because that was shaping up to be an awesome battle.
It was most definitely an awesome battle indeed. We are leaving New Hampshire behind, and I do believe our next race is going to be at Daytona, I believe. Tell us, how you feeling about that?
Um, uh, I mean, I feel like I'm good at Daytona. Uh, it mostly just depends on if we're gonna decide to start throwing some crazy blocks and stuff again that get me wrecked. But I mean, I feel confident going in. I feel like, the guys that I can work with will help me get to the front, and just hopefully able to avoid what will probably be a last lap crash again. Unlike the first race of the season, I did not avoid it and went from like second or third to 15th, but we'll at least give it a big old shot there.
Definitely gonna have to give it a shot indeed. Luke, shout out time.
First off, I want to shout out the face on the hood of my car. That would be John Peterson. He makes all my paint schemes, and they all look fantastic. I'd like to shout out you guys. You guys put on an awesome broadcast. It's awesome to go back and watch it. Shout out the admins. They do a good job at running this league, and I hope we can get the car count up. I know a couple guys had things happen today and unforeseen things, so made it so they weren't able to show up, and life happens, so I get it. Uh, and lastly, I'd like to thank Cam Barnes. I put his BRE team on my car, and I'm part of that team, and hopefully I'm putting up results that he likes, and just able to help the team out any way I can with helping guys out figure out how to run tracks and stuff, and doing my best.
Definitely doing your best indeed. Luke Smith, once again, congratulations on your third place finish. Patrick, I'll take it back to you.
Awesome job there, Luke. Congratulations. We'll see you at Daytona. Enjoy your Thanksgiving.
Yep, see you then.
Alrighty, everybody. That's a great job there by Luke Smith, but somebody who missed it just barely. We talked about it earlier with 68 thousandths of a second, just barely missed that second place finish. Daryl Harris, that number 9 Woe Air machine. Talk to me about it here. What in the world happened right at the end, and was that a well-timed caution for you?
Yeah, if you would have told me lap 60 that we'd be finishing second by, what was it, 6/10 or 600ths or whatever it was, I'd be laughing at you because we made a mistake early on, and I fought really hard to get it back at the cost of strategy. So I tried to make it a one stop, didn't happen, and thankfully that yellow came out when it did.
Man, oh man, oh man. So, a couple different things, man. You started outside the top 10. Tough race here tonight. Mostly green. We got a couple of stumbles here right around about that lap 80 mark. We had some trouble beyond that. I mean, did you think it was going to be green flag most of this race?
We raced really well together, and so it doesn't surprise me that we went green most of this race. I expected a caution a little bit earlier on, and then for it to go green. But yeah, it was But again, once we got going, we had that one other caution before the green white checkered there, but it was really good, and everybody raced each other really clean, and yeah, a few incidents, but that's bound to happen.
Can something like this be duplicated, let's say, at Daytona next time we get back to the track?
I'm really hoping. We run really well at Daytona, this TLRT team. We don't have the results to show for it this season on super speedways. We've been caught up in other messes and creating our own. But I'm really, really excited for next week. Tonight helps us with our points. I don't have to go into Daytona hoping that we have a good run for points. So we can just go have fun and hope we can duplicate this tonight.
Yeah, and you talk about, drivers that were breathing down your neck right at the end. Luke Smith being one of them. William Page was all over your rear bumper there for a moment. And I know Garrett Sidnor, he wanted to get back up there as he had led some laps here tonight. But man, oh man, what an awesome race it was, especially for such a flat track. What did you find is the hardest part about this here tonight? And then we'll get to shout-outs.
Firstly, that at the end there, that green white checkered, we through strategy, put on 2 tires, right side tires, and I'm surprised just the grip that we found out there compared to guys on older tires. But I think in terms of difficulties for tonight, it was just me finding my consistency. I was loose. You saw me go for a couple slides there, and it really rattled my confidence a little bit. And then I had to try and settle back in. And again, I threw out the fuel strategy, trying to get everything back that I had lost. So I think it's just the consistency and just trying to get into the rhythm. And once you find the rhythm, it's not too bad.
All right, talk to me about the sponsor on the car and then about the people out here talking to you. Is it Whoa Air? I mean, you got to get pumped up when you say it. Talk to me about it.
I mean, tonight finishing second, it is Whoa Air. It's Zach Krastowski's personal airline, small charter airline, and we ran it out here he and I, because it's close to his home state, and we had the company men and company women out here that make that company possible, and glad to put on a show for them and get such a high finish, especially for them too.
Cool. Do it again.
Whoa Air, baby.
DJ, I appreciate you, man. Awesome job here tonight, and I'm glad to see that Chevy Camaro coming in clutch, man. Definitely one spot away from the win, but oh so close. Congratulations, and we'll see you at Daytona. Enjoy your Thanksgiving.
Thanks, you guys. Appreciate it, and congrats to Tommy on a great win.
Oh yeah, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna grab hold of Tommy Bordeaux while we talk about him. What a race it was here tonight, and Tommy. 1, 2, 3, season 7, season 9, and now for season 11. Man, how's it feel?
Yeah, it feels good, man. I'll tell you what. Man, Patrick, Doug, I'll tell you what. My heart hasn't beaten this fast since the last time I watched my favorite movie franchise, Blade. It was a heck of a race, man. It was just a blast. People at home, I hope you enjoyed it. That's what you live for, man. It was a treat.
Man, you started in 5th place here tonight. I expected you to be sitting on the pole because I hadn't seen you win season 7, season 9. Is this kind of the normal thing? Did the race kind of come to you, or did you have to fight to get it?
Well, I wouldn't call it normal. I mean, man, I don't mean to say. The problem is, I bought this place a couple of years ago. My name's on the deed. I got to perform here. But man, just like my favorite movie franchise, Blade, it's always exciting. And when I joined, man, I came straight home from work. I almost missed the race entirely, man. But my first practice laps were qualifying. I don't even think I expected to qualify top 5. To be honest with you, I thought, okay, if we're in the top 10, that's respectable. But man, I mean, it was just like every twist and turn of the race was unexpected. Kind of like my favorite movie franchise, Blade. It was just one where I just kept the surprises coming every minute.
Oh, man. You are pretty pumped up about this win. You come out here and you race week in and week out. Oh, so tough, but, man, it's almost bittersweet here. Finally coming away with a win. We're going to head to the playoffs here very soon after Thanksgiving. we've got Daytona next. I mean, how's this? How do we play off a win like this? Do we go into a plate track, like our hair's on fire, or we just try to make it to the playoffs end of the chase and let it do your thing later on?
Patrick, I'll tell you, man, I don't know if you all remember NASCAR '07, man, but they got, just like my favorite movie, Blade, they have a lot of cool features in it. And there was like driver ratings for types of racetracks, man. If I give myself a rating on most things, I'd maybe say I'm okay. But if I had to give myself a grade on super speedways, it will be a F-, man. I'm in remedial courses at this point, trying to figure them plate tracks out there. If I survive, I'll be pretty happy with that, man. It's been a while since I've won, man. I mean, the last time I won in this league, them cars, they get carburetors in there, man. You got the carburetor hooked up to the motivator, hooked up to the alternator, hooked up back to the motor. It was a whole system, man. Now these cars these days got computer. They've replaced the engine with a computer, man. It feels good to finally, man, get that win again.
All right. Well, this definitely works out very well for you. I would ask, and some people out there, the caution back on 106, Hen Bordeaux didn't have anything to do with it, did she?
No, not a dang thing. I'm not a dang thing. Now, I'll tell you now, there may be some brother-sister, love going on, but okay, hold a time out. No, this ain't Alabama. Calm down, man. But no, but teammateship, right? We're teammates, right? But there ain't nothing like that, because, she knows and I know that that ain't fair. What's fair is fair in racing, but that ain't fair. So ain't nothing to do with that, man. I'll tell you.
All right, Tommy. Congratulations on your win here, money at the Woe Air 111. Give me your shout outs here.
Well, shout out number one, TWB Airlines, competing airlines here at the airline race. Sorry, Zach, but I don't know. Today it was TWB and Victory Lane. I don't know. Both at the track and in the sky. How about that? All right, and then, man, big shout out to everyone at the USRL. I mean, God bless America. I love racing with this crew. Luke Smith, DJ Harris, Garrett Sidner, great racing, man, all night long, man. It was a great race between those three. DJ at the end, especially, obviously, but Luke and Garrett, great stuff. Those guys are class. Man, everyone watching at home, and you guys, for broadcasting this thing, I cannot wait to watch it back. It's going to be almost as exciting as the last time I rewatched my favorite movie franchise, Blade.
All right, Tommy Bordeaux, congratulations, man. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy time with your family, and we'll see you at Daytona.
You too, man. I'll see you there.
Yep.
Blade.
This is Douglas. What's his favorite movie?
I think it's Blade.
Right. Oh, man. He is definitely pumped up about that win here tonight. All right. Awesome job here tonight by our guys here at the USRL Series. Douglas, honestly, I thought this was going to be a mess. But this was actually a great race here all the way up to the end. Couple of cautions, but almost seemed well-timed to at least bring everybody to their edge of their seat right at all the way up to the checkered flag.
And most definitely, it was an entertaining race, and I wait to see what Daytona is going to bring us.
Yeah. All right, everybody. That is going to do it for us here tonight. Upcoming week is going to be Thursday. We are going to be off for Thanksgiving. As you can obviously tell, we've gone ahead and told everybody happy holidays and have a happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy time with your family, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you the week after that. Upcoming for the Daytona race. That should be a wild one. I definitely like seeing when we get to a short track, move into more of a plate race, and definitely try to see what we can do as teammates out there and work with one another. I think some plate races, guys say it's kind of brain deadening to watch, but to me it's more of watching the league work together as a team and start figuring out how to get up there. Somebody has a different way of racing. Somebody wants to get up to the front, and others are just saying there just isn't enough real estate for that, and they're going to have to battle it out on that over 2-mile track. But from all us here at Simtrax Broadcasting, signing off with you with the USRL Series. Be well, be safe, be kind. Have a happy Thanksgiving, and I'll see all you guys next time.